And you are Chords and Notes Nation. Thank you so much for joining me wherever you are, whenever you are. Please take a look around my channel, all the different things that I have going on there, playlists, videos, and such. And then, of course, the description box, because there is so much more that I do than just here on YouTube. But we are here for Missioned Souls. This is a live performance of theirs. I'm looking forward to more live performances. I've been waiting for this. Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers. Awesome, awesome song, legendary song by an up and coming band that's probably, well, already starting their legacy, aren't they? And this was released on their channel 8 hours ago at the time I'm recording this. So this is relatively fresh. Looking forward to it, and I hope you guys are. Stick around to the end so you know what I think. Here we go. Nice touch. Awesome. That was a nice treat. I'm thinking about this song and I'm thinking about how relevant it is for the current generation. That's definitely a song. I don't remember the year that it was released, but definitely before I was born. So during the baby boomer generation, and of course Gen X here, there's that overlap. Every generation has that overlap. Your parents listen to certain music, and that gets passed down. And that's why there's a certain, I don't want to say, I want to say there's a certain responsibility, but I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think I think it shows a care for um, music from not antiquity, but a love for music, good songs, good music that gets passed on from generation to generation, especially when you have the younger generation picking up that mantle and recreating those older songs. And that's one of those timeless things that happens with music. Um, when a song is that impactful and it's that beautiful and that's good, that you have generation after generation after generation that pass it along. And think about this: how, out of all the music that's ever been created, how many of those songs from way back are actually still being played today, at least in the mainstream consciousness? You have something like the Great American Songbook, okay, that has all of these songs from back when our nation was first being founded and on, that you hear once in a while, but it's not carried on. And that's what I'm talking about, is like they might be transcribed somewhere, but who's picking up that mantle? Who's propelling that song to keep that communication alive, to keep that music alive, to keep that spirit alive? And that's sort of what Mission Souls is doing here. Now, mom and dad obviously are older, and that song is closer to their time and probably has a little bit more connection with them. And I think it's great that the entire family got together and performed this song. I think it's a good song. You have a band that has yet to release their own music. They're still in their formative stages, and doing an amazing job at that. So if you're gonna get out there and you're gonna get into live shows and that sort of thing, you have to choose music that's gonna communicate to the masses, not just certain groups. Okay. And that's one of the challenges here on this channel. All right. Is I'm trying to cover a wide variety and cater to as many tastes as possible. But sometimes you only get certain groups that will follow you and other groups that will look over you. Um, but the point isn't for that. When you create something, you create for an audience. Okay, so the goal is to have the best and as much response as possible. Okay, whether it be views or whether it be how many people are attend your shows. All right. I'm going to go off on a tangent here, but there's been some criticism about, people coming along, well, you're just doing this for views. Well, yeah, but think about a band that goes out there. They want to sell as many seats as possible. They want as many seats filled as possible. Okay. So they're creating music for themselves. But it's a reciprocal thing because yeah, you're doing it as a musician, as an artist, but without an audience it doesn't really translate, you know what I mean? And it's the same thing with different types of art. So what is your driving force? If it's like Mission Souls, where there's just this love of music and there's, the brings the family together, which is huge, it's very, very important. um then I think it comes from a really good place. Now, this song itself, their performance of this song was okay. I think Mom should have sang the entire song. Sheena, I believe her name is. Stacy did a good job, but that's not the emotional intensity in this song. That she's not ready for that yet. I don't think that's just not. It's not her style. The more of the rock and roll, like Van Halen, Jump, and that sort of stuff that we've listened to, that's more in her wheelhouse. This sort of vocal style, which I mean, she did it well. Don't get me wrong. I just think Mom's voice was better suited for this because there has to be a certain amount of emotional attachment to what you're doing. And whether this song, has something special with mom and dad between them, or there's just a connection there with the generation, it came through a little bit more powerfully through Sheena. I think they all did a wonderful job doing the song. I think this was just it was just another one of these. It was a cover band doing a song for an audience, and that's fine. I didn't sense anything super special about it, but every time they give us a window into what they're doing, um, because it comes from a good place, this is where we need to support them. And I'm not going to support them with like absolute 100% praise all the time because they're human. I don't know if this performance was one of their best, but it was definitely a good performance. I got no problems with it. So there you go. But I am so looking forward to any sort of original material that they might be coming out with. I've heard whispers, so hopefully soon we'll get some of that because that's going to be a real exciting time for all of us soulmates. There you go. That is all I have for this one, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today. God bless you. Jesus loves you. And I will talk to you in the next video.